Hi everyone, it's Tasha. I hope everybody's doing good out there today. After decorating for Christmas, I needed to hit the thrift stores again for some more inspiration and to figure out what my next project was going to be. So today I'm hitting multiple thrift stores. I'm starting out at Goodwill and I'm just taking a look for anything that might inspire me because you never know what you'll find. Always look at baskets before I leave the thrift store and try and think for a minute if there's a place in my home that could use a little bit more organization. This piece really jumped out at me because those gold blossoms on the top look like pomegranates to me, and pomegranates are so hot with McGee & Co. and everything right now, so I checked it out for a little while. Now this thrift shop is absolutely huge. I haven't been here in a while and they have really stepped up their game since I visited last. Everything is very organized and there was so much to look at. I mean, just look at all of the puzzles alone. This place really has things well organized. I found this beautiful fabric and immediately started wondering what I might be able to do with it at home because it looked like a really pretty cotton, and they even had it measured on the tag, which was very helpful. If you're in North Carolina and you're in the Triangle area, this store is called Dorcas Thrift Shop and it's in Cary, North Carolina. Look at all the shoes. I couldn't believe how many shoes they have now. And in the book section, I actually found they were all organized. They had all these American Girl books together, which I always take a look at to try and collect for my little one for later, so I had to look at those. And now I'm on to another Goodwill. I really liked the color of this pillow, which is actually more of kind of an olivey green than it shows on film. But unfortunately this one didn't have a zipper of any kind to get the insert out, so I ended up passing. And now I have popped into Habitat for Humanity Restore. They always have plenty of light fixtures. Now finding something that's a little more modern that might suit your tastes is hit or miss, obviously, but plenty of chances that you might find something that you like or that you can at least kind of upgrade a little bit to fit your style. But also this particular one has lots of furniture and even some knickknacks and some artwork, so I always like to take a look. And then after lunch we are off to one last thrift store back towards home. And they had some interesting things this time. I wasn't sure what I might do with that very small picture. I did like it, but for almost $10 and not really having a place in mind to put it, I ended up passing, but I thought it was really neat. I saw these two anchor hocking glass jars with glass lids, and I was considering if I could use those for organization in my home. So here is what I brought home from these thrift store trips. First of all, I couldn't pass up this little basket. It's a water hyacinth weave with 3 different sections, and I'm always using baskets like this to organize in our home. I'm using this in my daughter's playroom because she has lots of these little toys that tend to kind of go everywhere, these little butterflies that she likes to play with, these little faux leaves that she likes to play with for some reason, so these will have a home on her little play table. Next, I also brought home both of these Anchor Hockeying glass jars. These are gallon sized each, and they have the lids. I already had some ingredients that we make our own laundry detergent out of in some glass containers, but they were more like large mason jars, and I like the style of these two jars with the lids a lot better. Now I'm going to take it a step further. I have been meaning to make myself some labels for some things in the laundry room, so I finally bought some clear sticker paper from Amazon, which I will link in the description box. But this is so cool because you can just put it in your printer like normal paper, any sort of inkjet printer or whatever will work, and then you have yourself a clear sticker that you can use for whatever you want, not just labels. So I have made myself a few labels for some of the ingredients that I keep on hand to make our laundry detergent, and I really love how these look. I have to tell you, it was so fun cutting out and putting on these labels. It got me in the mood to want to label everything. I had to stop myself. Now, while we're still in the laundry room, I want to show you one more thing. This large reproduction painting that I found at Goodwill, it was only $5.99. First of all, I loved the print. This is called Mother and Her Two Daughters Feeding the Rabbits. It's by Edward John Cobbett, and I love the vintage look of the print. I love the scene, it's so sweet, but I also really enjoyed how large of scale this is, and I had been looking for something large scale for this rather small laundry room for a while, and I love how it just has more of a pop in this smaller room. It did have a few little scuffs on the frame, but that's okay. I keep on hand a set of furniture touch-up markers in different colors, and so I'm just taking my lighter shade and dotting over the scuffed areas. Now this goes on a little bit darker than I want it to, but I just usually take a wet paper towel and go back over it right afterwards to kind of desaturate that a little bit, and then I use the furniture touch-up crayons that come with it as well over top to get the perfect color match. Now I wanted to tone down the oranginess in this wood just a little bit more, so I did a paint wash. I did about 1-to-1 ratio of some of this paint I had on hand called Clay Angel and water. I mixed that together until it was pretty watery, and then I just brushed this onto the frame really carefully not to let it drip down in the direction of the print, and then wiped it right back off with a paper towel. As you can see, this made a little bit of a difference, and I think that it just took some of the orange edge off and left this looking more like a neutral colored weathered wood. I really like this large scale vintage piece of art in my laundry room to give it a pop for only $5.99. Next, I brought home this blanket that I found at the last thrift store that I stopped at. It is incredibly nice and heavy, and as you probably saw from the tag, this is from Restoration Hardware. I was shocked that they were selling this for only $4.50. They must not have been aware of how expensive Restoration Hardware things are, but anyway, this is just a great blanket. So heavy, so soft. I love the tassels down the back. For now, this is where it has landed on this chair in the front room after being washed, but I love how versatile this is in color. I could really place this anywhere in our home. Now, next I just want to take you into my dining room for a moment because I am not liking lately the orangey shade of the bamboo blinds that I have in here. I want to do something just to give them a little facelift, but I was a little nervous about trying to bleach them or strip them or anything like that because of those dark brown strings that run down the front. I didn't want to completely ruin them. So I had gotten this fabric from the first thrift store and I thought it was so pretty. So my plan is to just give this set of bamboo blinds a little facelift. I'm actually just going to cut fabric that fits the top little flap and then over the bottom part, and cut it to length and actually just kind of tack the pieces up there with some hot glue. What I like about hot glue is that it does remove fairly easily if you tug on it, so I don't think that these few little dots of hot glue will ruin these blinds. And I'm just taking my pieces and doing a dot in the center and a dot on both sides, and then I'm going to do the same thing underneath and another piece for the top flap. And this is how they look when I was done. I really like this simple change in this room, and this didn't take long at all. The hardest part was just cutting the fabric exactly to the length of the blinds. Now, the question remains, should I add curtains in this room? Let me know in the comments what you think. Now I want to share with you another hack for making a faux Roman shade. I'm going to use my family room just for illustration purposes. I'm not going to actually use these, so I'm just going to make one. I also had picked up this fabric from a thrift store trip, and it's just a cotton IKEA panel. I got 2 of them in this kind of oak color with this little thin stripe running down. So I'm going to use this fabric. What you need for this hack are several tension rods. You need 3 for each window. These are just the old school kind that you twist to make them more narrow or more wide. Very cheap to pick up, and you're going to need 3 for each window. You're also going to need your fabric, and you're going to need a rod pocket in it, whether it already has one or whether you sew a quick one. And so you're going to hang the panel up on the inside of your window at the very top. Then you're going to space out your 2 other tension rods like shown, because you're going to use those to create sort of faux folds. You're going to take your curtain panel and fold a little part of it over the top rod, and then you're going to do the same thing and take a fold and pull it over the second rod. Okay, so now I have trimmed off my fabric. See, it's just hanging just a little bit behind here still. And now, since it's not so heavy, I can go ahead and take my clip off, smooth it out, and I have myself a little faux Roman shade. Now, last but certainly not least, you are not going to believe my last find. This beautiful large vase, very heavy, super cool. I found this at a yard sale, and the lady only wanted $2 for it. It was with a bunch of other kind of junky pots that had obviously been sitting outside for a very long time. They were covered with mud. This one is amazing. Look at the markings around it. They're so unique. There's a kind of a flat spot on one side. The top is a little uneven, like it was made by hand maybe, and it has this sort of wabi-sabiness to it. I love this so much. I feel like if you saw this on McGee & Co.'s website, especially in the vintage section, you would pay a small fortune. So for now, I am just styling it with some sticks that I gathered from the backyard. I have it sitting on the floor next to the hutch, but just imagine how beautiful something like this will be contrasted with nice, rich spring florals, summer florals, fall florals. I can't wait to use this every season and change it around to different areas of my home. I was so excited to find this for only $2. Thanks so much for watching today. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. If you would like to see more of my videos in your feed, hit the like button, and also comment below and let me know some of your favorite yard sale and thrift store finds. I would love to hear about them, and I will see you at the next video.